Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanios here. Welcome to episode number 24 of this NHL 22 Minnesota Wild franchise mode here on my channel. If you guys have missed episodes up to this point, head up into the top corner. There will be a card with a link to the playlist. And if you do enjoy, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to never miss when these uploads come out. So, looking back at last episode, it was called Repeat or Defeat. And, well, the Minnesota Wild were indeed able to win a back-to-back Stanley Cup championship. They did it last year. We had a slightly tougher road. It wasn't really that far off. They were pretty similar roads to the Cup. The team just wasn't quite as good this year. Like last year, we put up a 63-13-6 record. This year, only 50-21-11. But Matvei Michkov just absolutely went off as far as goal scoring, point scoring goes. But yeah, it took us 2 more games to win the Cup this year than last year. Of course, we beat Montreal 2 times in a row in the finals, so you got to feel for those Montreal fans, and that leads us to our first comment from Aiden Hawes saying, remember in 2021, the Montreal Canadiens won their first game of the Stanley Cup finals after the Tampa Bay Lightning won the game after the game and won the Cup. Nikita Kucherov said in the NHL commentator's interview about him that the Montreal Canadiens, he said, the Montreal Canadiens, he said, are you effing kidding me, man? He said then the Habs fans were so angry. That's what the Habs fans are saying about the Minnesota Wild franchise mode now. So yeah, I kind of get that. That makes sense. But I don't think we really disrespected Minnesota in any way. Or not Minnesota. I don't think we really disrespected Montreal in any way, apart from just beating them 2 years in a row. You know, they just weren't quite able to get it done as we were. And, I mean, you can't really fault them or disrespect them for that. But at the same time, you know, I'm sure those Montreal fans watching this series are like, really, man, come on, you couldn't have simmed everything. Well, no, we had to get our back-to-back cups and get into this conversation now as we are. Let's see, we're what? We're 7 seasons in now. Yeah, okay. So 7 seasons in, we've won 2 President's Trophies, 2 Stanley Cups. We've actually had quite a few award winners too, which, again, Matvei Michkov, Matthew Boldy, Jagger Foligno, the names kind of heavily populating that list, but not really surprising. So we get to the draft, and again, we saw some pretty crazy growth from certain guys on this team. Guy Bonnet obviously shot up, not really surprising there. Our franchise players, looks like Michkov's finally hit high franchise potential, which he should have after this last season. How about Marco Rossi's 106 assists? That's pretty crazy. And apart from that, you know, not too much growth from the NHL group, but looking in the system here and guys that weren't necessarily playing in the NHL, Mark Paris looks amazing. Same with Troy Chen, Gaspard Lapierre, probably the most significant name to really shoot up in growth there. Kurvinen up to a 68, but he is 20 years old now. Same with Christian Rankel at 20, he's up to a 78, so we've got some really decent names, lots of good growth numbers here. A guy like Nicholas Lundin, unfortunately hasn't really turned out as good as we were hoping. Same with Seth Jenner, but he's got a couple more years to grow before we really write him off, and yeah, that's the team. So let's sim to the draft, see who wins the lottery. We're not really going to be trading up, okay, and it looks like it's going to stay exactly at the order it was at, so that looks good, and Dallas will be picking first here. So, all right, with all of this in mind now, there is one player that I am kind of looking to do a quick swap on, and it's not a franchise player by any means, but it is this guy down here, Mario Cote. And he's 3-year ECA, but he's got a bunch of X factors, which I really want to get my hands on. He's a 6'1 sniper by the looks of it. And, you know, really good numbers. 81 points in 67 games. If he goes in the top 10 or so, I think he's worth trading up for. And with that all in mind, you look at him. He's 18. If he's going to be 20 or 21 by the time he makes the NHL, playing with Valdor, I think that would be a smart move, a smart player to acquire in exchange to replace Kirill Kaprizov with eventually. Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane, bunch of guys retire here that were really good players. Yeah, wow, really good numbers here. If you guys want to pause, feel free to do so. But my goodness, what a group of retirees here. This is a really good group. Holtby Markstrom retired, eh? I guess, yeah, he is 38. We are 7 years into this now. I keep forgetting just how far. Oh, look at that. 2 Minnesota Wild kind of goalies or drafted players hanging up the pads for certain there. And, all right, did we lose any coaches? Doesn't look like it. All right, perfect. So, I am going to go just do some draft interviews quickly, and then we will get on with the draft. All right, guys, so here, we're going to edit the trade block quickly. I don't think I want to trade Moran, but there are a couple other guys that I am kind of interested in trading. Not Habby Bullen or Johnston, but Kurvinen, you know, for a second-round pick, he's got really decent value being a medium elite. Same thing with Gleason. I mean, both these guys could, you know, kind of result in some decent trade value and getting better pieces for. But yeah, Gaspard Lapierre gonna get a shot possibly in the NHL. He can't skate very well, but his puck skills, shooting, everything else is really up there. So we'll see. He might get a shot, he might not. But, you know, we had pretty good success with a guy like Guy Bonnet. And again, you know, can't really speak highly enough to his success in his first season, despite battling through injuries and stuff. So, you know, Bonnet, you look at his numbers, 113 points for Victoriaville in the queue, and then you look at a guy very similar to Lapierre, 118 points, again in the queue, with, who is this? I don't even know which team he's playing for there. Anyways, with all that in mind, we're going to hit the draft here, but I do have to show you guys the pinned players that we have in this draft. So, yes, we are going to be targeting Mario Cote, but we've got all of these other players that look absolutely fantastic as draft picks and players that are might potentially have X factors. Some good late round picks in like Emerton, and then there's this guy, Jermaine McGinn, undersized but 2-year ETA at 19. That means he's probably going to make the league by the time he's 21 still, and at a pick 130. Like, and then how about a 1-year medium starter in Cade Pierrot-Zabotal at pick 85? Like, this draft just looks amazing. So anyways, we're going to get into this. We're going to try to make one trade, and it's going to be for a top 10-ish kind of pick. I'm thinking maybe Washington or maybe Vancouver, but I'm going to try Washington first. So we'll test out Fine Trade, and I'm really hoping that they want to take either Kurvinen or Gleason, because I think that would be a great exchange. But let's see here. So for pick number 10 from Washington, they want Bonnet, Kurvinen, or Gleason. Perfect. All right. To be honest, I think Kurvinen actually stands the better chance of making the league here. I'm not actually against trading Drew Gleason instead. He was a later round pick, and, you know, because of that, I think he's totally worth just the 1-for-1 trade in exchange for what's going to end up being Mario Cote. So let's take that. I know some teams are going to, or some players on our team are going to be like, oh, you traded away Drew Gleason, but whatever. You're going to get a better player in return. So with that in mind, I might have messed up. But yeah, we need to make one more trade here if we're going to land the players I want. So, all right, we're looking right around pick 50-something here. So probably could have traded with Washington again. That would have made too much sense, because our pick's at pick 64 here, and we're looking at pick 56 roughly. So I think, yeah, that's about where Kvasha, because that Russian defenseman we don't have a pick lined up for. Yeah, he's at 56. So with him in mind, let's try. Do we have a? Yeah, we do have a pick in here. Pick 10. So that's pick 40? Yeah, that's pick 40. Let's find a trade for Arizona's second here. I think that is probably the best move, because the Coyotes want to trade it. Pick number 47. I'm okay with that. Foligno and Sword. Ouch, ouch, ouch. None of these guys are really guys that I'm willing to trade necessarily. So, let me see if I can swing a slightly bigger deal here. They want Morgan Moy, and don't get me wrong, we have enough depth centers, I think. So if Moy's the only piece we really have to give up, I wouldn't be that upset. It's just more so a matter how good is... Ooh, Bulbrook is nice. Yeah, he's nice with it. That's a good playmaker there. So Dallas gets a real nice pick. But anyways, let's go back and just... No, don't auto-draft. Let's go back and just try to swing a slightly better deal here with the Coyotes. So obviously the Coyotes are looking like they're in win now mode at this point. So if we can get 47 and like a first rounder next year, maybe then we try trading like a slightly better player. But if Morgan Moy's the only piece we have to give up, I wouldn't really be that upset either. But what if we try something a little more along the lines of like, yeah, sure, we can do Moy. We have some cap space, but we do have to sign players as well as gonna have some big name re-signings coming up here. So yeah, well, actually, how are we doing for goalies? Do we have any? We don't really have any crazy good goalies in the system. I wonder if they would just take Laiunen, because he hasn't really turned out to be all that spectacular, and at 21, you never know. You never know. Okay, so let's try it. I don't think this is going to go through simply because it's that first round pick, but if we go Morgan Moy and Timo Laiunen for pick 47 and a top 32 pick next year, that's a great deal. So doesn't quite go through. All right, maybe we beef this deal up a little bit more with a pick next year, I'm thinking. So let's see if we can toss like Flyers third rounder in there. Does that go through? And that it does. Beautiful. All right, so overall, 2 really good trades in my opinion. We're going to land some stellar players in exchange for those trades we just made, and we go up to pick 10. Ooh, Dimitra looks like a really decent defenseman too. But yeah, Sider's good, but wow. Yeah, this was a good draft regardless, like in the top 5 or 6 anyways. Who else were we looking at? Oh yeah, Boss. I wasn't sure if he was going to be really good or not, but we're not worried about him. We're looking at Mario Cote here, who I think is going to be an all-star eventually, and he's 66 rated. Okay, so in exchange for Gleason, who's 3 years older, he's only got 8 ratings on this Mario Cote. Not only that, but Cote's got a whole bunch of X factors and zone abilities that are really going to improve how he plays and simulates and all that stuff. So I'm extremely happy with that for a 10th overall pick. That is just fantastic. So yeah, I don't know what's with... Apparently, I've got some kind of Minnesota attraction to QMJHL players, but I'm not really going to complain about it either. Oh my god, look at that start to a second round. Malaki Oliver, great player. Mullen, no X factors, but Gamache, oh my gosh. Gamache turned out really nicely too. So after our pick, Trudeau is decent, Burmistrov, Boss. Yeah, these are all really solid picks. Oh my gosh. Ernesto Yoshi. That is a defenseman right there for Pittsburgh. And talk about a solid first round regardless. Oh, and Marshall too. Look at this guy. Ty Marshall. That is a sweet player. Where was he playing? Erie? Yeah. Nice picks for lots of teams here. So after this, we're going off the board a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to go with Thomas Kruger just because he looks like he's got a bunch of X factors, or sorry, superstar abilities, I guess not really zone abilities. So Thomas Kruger is a 65 rated low elite. Ooh, and he's got Yoink. Nice. Okay, so that's another solid left winger. I know we draft 2 left wingers here at the top of the draft, and we're going to draft at least 3 in total because that Jermaine McGinn guy coming up is going to be really good. But after that, we take Kruger there. He's a 65 overall player. And then right after that, we're going to take this other low elite defenseman here in Ruslan Kvasha. Or Kvasha? I don't know exactly how you say it, but he is going to be a 67 rated. Ooh, elite edges too. Okay. That's a nice player. Is he offensive? Yeah, he is. All right. That is another just fantastic pick. You look at our top 4 picks, or top 3 picks, sorry, in this draft. Cote, Kruger, and Kvasha. That's just a great start to a draft. So over to pick number 64. Vegas trying to snag 64 off of us. We're not going to take that. A bunch of elite goalies get drafted here in the late second round. So yeah, decent picks here for lots of teams. This draft has really been fruitful so far. So next up, we're going way off the board, but we're taking a goalie that I am absolutely certain with here. 1 year ETA, Cade Pierrot-Zabottle. He's got to be like 70 plus rated. And as a medium starter, he's 73 rated. My goodness. So yeah, keep an eye on Pierrot-Zabottle. I mean, I did think when we drafted him, I'm trying to find where we drafted him. When we drafted Nicholas Lawrence, he was a 72 rated medium starter and just never really panned out for this team, unfortunately, as he's still sitting in the minors 4 years later. But I've got a good feeling about Pierrot-Zabottle. Maybe we send him back down to the minors for 1 more year. That could, or send him back to like, what do you call it? The U.S. League for 1 more year. That might help with his development a bit more, but we'll keep an eye on him. He could very easily be a backup goalie for us in the near future. So, all right. So after this Pierrot-Zabottle pick, we're gonna head over to pick number 96 now, and round 3 looks like a bit of a dumpster fire in comparison to the last 2 rounds of picks, because we saw some really, really good players get drafted here in these first 2 rounds of the draft. So it's a little unfortunate that the 3rd round doesn't pay off so well, but we're not going to miss here because we are going with, I'm going to go with Jermaine McGinn. I'm going to take the risk that we lose Albert Little, which might be the case, but I don't care. I'd rather not miss on a player like McGinn because a 2-year ETA means he is 69 rated. Nice. Okay. Not only that, right-handed shot on the left wing, which is really cool as well for a sniper. All right, so over to pick 128, and did we lose Little? We did. Toronto. Toronto steals Albert Little out front of our nose. Ooh, Parros as well. Jalen Parros, nice pick there. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, but, because of that, I feel like we can probably snag a different player that isn't necessarily on our pinned list. Who is it gonna be? Because that's the thing, is we only have like 2 or maybe 3 more players pinned. So I would be going off the board. You're kidding me, the phone's gonna ring right now. So because of that Albert Little pick there that we didn't get to take him with, looks like players got shifted up a little more than I was expecting, but that happens. So we're gonna add kind of an extra center here. I don't know if he's actually gonna end up being really that good, but we're going to take Jermaine Ballard here. I have no idea how good he's going to be, but with our next pick here, we have to take Strudwick because, yeah, he's an elite goalie. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. I was kind of half expecting him to turn out to be a starter, but that's okay. So, obviously, I would have liked to have gotten a guy like Jalen Parros, who's a 6'4" sniper instead, but I think we've gotten our fair share of elite snipers in this last little bit here. Obviously, you look at our draft summary so far for Minnesota, and yeah, Coate, McGinn, I don't think we really need another one because we have Kurvinen still. We didn't trade him like I was kind of anticipating. So all right, over to pick number 160 now, and with 160th pick, again we're going off the board, but I'm gonna take this Bob Scrimes guy. I've been watching him. Not terrible numbers, but again, he's just an 18-year-old, but he's huge. He's a 2-way forward playing for Prince Albert, and I'm hoping he's going to be a medium elite. And he's low elite. Okay, that's better than I was expecting, again. So I'm really happy with that. Oh, he's 53 rated too. Okay. All right, so keep an eye on Bob Scrimes. He's a project player for sure, as a 5th, what was projected to be a 6th round pick originally. And then I'm going to go with this Raphael Emerton. Even though, again, it's a way off the board pick, at least we know he's a low top 4. Really isn't too much better potential than that really going around in this draft, to be honest. So, especially in round 6. So, over to the last pick of the draft, pick number 224. And does round 7 throw any curveballs, fastballs, or otherwise said? Ryan Burnish was decent. Not really. Okay, yeah. No, I think we stuck to our projections, and they turned out pretty darn well. Okay, can't really complain about that. Bartley would have been a great pick as well, 58 rated medium starter. That would have been, yeah, would have been a good pick, but oh well. So for the final pick of the draft, I'm gonna go with Jermaine Ballard. It says he's a sniper potentially, but I think he's going to be worse than that. And he is a medium bottom 6. He is a sniper, but he's 52 rated. Ouch. So that's the difference there, right? If we had been able to pick up Albert Little with pick number 128 instead of Strudwick, those other 3 guys would have moved down, and we would have gotten a medium top 6 center instead of a low bottom 6 center. So there's a difference in picks, but overall I'm extremely happy with that draft. Our second round especially, like, you go and look by round here, and round 2, like, my goodness, Kruger, Kvasha, and Piero Zabotle all in one round is just insane. McGinn's going to be a great player. Strudwick's going to be decent. Scrimes might make the NHL. Same with Emerton, and Ballard's a write-off, but that's okay because you're not going to hit every pick, right? So there you have it. A really, really good 2028 draft, and now we get to the re-sign phase. All right, so we're going to sim to the re-sign phase here. Looks like, all right, NHL coach Brennan Frank needs an extension. We're absolutely going to be paying him because why wouldn't we? He's been fantastic. He's won us 2 cups. He's really got the system fit and the scheme going well, so can't really complain there. As far as scouts go, we got to get our scouts side back up here. This is a fairly big deal, so we'll get this all sorted out nice and quickly. I know this is like the most tedious process of the re-signing phase, is just signing all your scouts and like spamming through the "I decided to re-sign with the team" messages. So all right, you know what, I totally missed out on some other comments here too. We had more comments for this episode, but let's see what they were. Matt Walker said, "I want more Minnesota franchise, and congrats on 2 cups in a row." So sorry, thank you, Matt. I don't know why I didn't get to these comments right off the bat. Leafs Addict on the radio asked, "How is Carter Hart simming so well?" With that in mind, we'll go check that out in a second. But yeah, I don't actually know if Carter Hart was simming that well. I guess he was. And Dilly Pickle 19 said, "When they hold the cup and they skate over the red carpet, or when they hold up the cup, they skate over the red carpet, lol." So yes, that has forever been an animation glitch in franchise mode for like the last 5 years plus now. But yes, it is funny to watch them just like whoop, skate right over it and not trip like the national anthem singer for Vancouver or whoever it was. But yeah, those are the other comments. We'll go check out Carter Hart in a second, but we've got Part Erickson expiring here as an RFA, as well as a few other decent named contracts here. But you look at this team, and like, nobody over the next 2 seasons apart from LeCavalier, and holy LeCavalier, he's taken another step here as a 20-year-old. Yeah, that's a really good start to a career for a young player like that. But he's taken another step in the right direction. Guy Bonnet's nice and cheap. Mason Shaw, I kept saying Morgan last episode, I don't know why, but Mason Shaw, one of the few players expiring. Part Erickson, we've got the money for. Hunt Sword, I think we should sign Lapierre. But yeah, there's lots of guys here that we do need to sign on just like kind of cheap extensions or entry levels, which is really good. I'm really happy with where the team's at for that. Mark Paris, we need to sign here as a 20-year-old. He looks great. Again, just put up 79 points for Chicoutimi. So yeah, the team is just in the right spot right now. Kurvanen's going to be good, I think. I mean, we'll see. And I don't think we're signing too many other players apart from that. Maybe. Oh yeah, we got to re-sign DiPietro. That's a fairly decent name coming up here. I think Ross Reed is actually going to be getting the backup behind Nicholas Lawrence now, because Lawrence just had a great year. Iowa won the Calder Cup, and Huselius hasn't really been all that crazy good. So that's our goaltending situation right now. You know, we might potentially have the money to go out and get an even better goalie, but Wallsted's been playing so fantastically well for the team over the last 3-4 seasons that, like, he's at a .907 career save percentage in the NHL. That's pretty amazing for a 25-year-old. So we're going to hold on to him, and I think he's going to stay as our starter because I don't see the need to really pay for more than that right now, even with the $11 million we have. So let's get started here with some Rule of 85 contracts here. And I mean, Par Erickson wants to sign for 8 years. That's perfect. Or 6 years, sorry, but still. And he wants a 4.925. All right, $4.2 million about. That's pretty good. If we offer more than that, Yeah, we'll stick with this. 4.2 million for the next 6 years for a top 4 guaranteed defenseman. We have to sign him. Graham Hunt, really cheap deal at 1.6 million. So 1.36 is the number, magic number. So 1.375. Again, really good deal. Graham Sword, again, has just been a fantastic player. He wants a two-way, so we'll give it to him. I think we have to sign Lapierre at this point. He's played 3 fantastic seasons. Well, 1 ridiculously good season, and then 2 other kind of meh seasons. But yeah, he's getting the call up here. We will keep an eye on him. And apart from that, I think I want Matthew Ward back for sure. $1 million ELC, again, totally worth it for these guys. Connor Dewar, same with Adam Beckham. These guys just won the Calder Cup. They need re-signing. Like, they need to be re-signed here. So, apart from that, I don't think we're going to re-sign Jake Neighbors. He's kind of dropped off, unfortunately, and we'll easily replace him with a guy like Andy Johnson, who's got some really decent X factors, a great shot, and things like that. Like 41 goals and 70 assists. It doesn't get much better than that. So, keep an eye on Johnson. I think he's going to make an impact immediately. Bergfors will sign. So that does mean that I'm going to let Neighbors walk. I'm going to let... Is there anybody else? Not really. We're doing really well on our contracts so far. So, but yeah, we'll let... maybe Guishin. Yeah, we might let him walk too. I just don't really see the need to re-sign him. So we'll release Guishin. I don't know how you say his name. But we'll release Neighbors. Clear up 2 roster spots there. And I am just going to take a look into kind of our remaining free agents by position. I mean, starting off with goalies, DiPietro wants 3.55 million, which is a little bit much for what he's done so far. I think a $3 million contract is a little more reasonable. Considering that Wallstead is going to want a bigger payday than that, I think that's okay. Definitely sign Ross Reed here. Huselius, I think I'm going to just release. Well, no, I don't know if we necessarily need to release him. I guess we could re-sign him. And then we'll just hold on to Piero Zabotl for another year of development in the U.S. League. Our defense is absolutely solid. Looks like Christian Rankel might be getting some NHL playtime fairly soon here. That's really good to see. So then that means... Who else is actually going to be playing in the minors? Do we want Friesen yet? I don't think so. But maybe. He actually had a pretty decent year in Frölunda. But apart from that, obviously I'd love to... Uh-oh, here we go. Game crashed. Kvasha. There you go. That's great, isn't it? Shoot. Alright, so we're doing this again because, you know, the Russian glitch hit us there, and it's annoying, but what do you do, right? So, we've changed the gameplay style. We're now in the process of repaying all of these contracts that we're supposed to go through and haven't, so Guishin we're not taking, Sword we are, Beckham we are, same with Dewar, same with Ward, Johnson's getting a new contract, we're releasing Neighbors, oh I qualified him, fuck. That's not what I wanted to do, but he's probably going to take that now. Oh well. We'll re-sign Bergfors. I don't know about Hunt, though. Hunt I'm going to wait on. Felipe Howard had, like, the most impressive postseason run. So we're going to sign him. We're going to sign Paris. We're going to sign Kurvinen. Just going ham on all of these contracts. All right, that's all the expiring apart from some goalies here, which we will sign all of these goalies as well, pretty much. Because we've got the money in the cap space for it. 3.625. Looking at a 3.08. So 3.1. That's actually a ridiculously high price for a guy like DiPietro, who hasn't really been all that crazy. All right, so that's pretty much it for expiring. But apart from expiring, we have some players like Lapierre who should get a contract. Some guys like who else here? Hunt, I don't think we're signing, to be honest. Like I look at our defense here now, and well, you know, before we actually go in and click on a guy like Kvasha, because I'm kind of scared that we're going to lose all our progress again, because I had to redo the draft, even though we drafted all the same players, made all the same moves and everything. I'm kind of scared that it's going to crash. So let me just save this file as is, overwrite the current file because that was annoying. So, all right, let's try this again. So we're just testing this as well to see if it works, because if the Russian glitch, if you can get around it just by downgrading your gameplay, I think a lot of people are going to take that up as an option. So let's see if this glitch still exists. I mean, you look, if we don't sign Damon Hunt, we still have Jenner, Sundin, Sword, Hunt probably, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Rankel 7 for defensemen in the team. So Hunt is 8, which is a lot. Does it work? Uh-oh, no it doesn't. Way to go, EA, game-breaking glitch. That's stellar. That's stellarly bad coding. Alright, so I think since we can't sign Kvasha, I'm going to re-sign Damon Hunt here, because, you know, the Russian glitch, what else do you do about it? Jermaine McGinn, we're going to leave in the US League for 1 more year as well. He was almost a point per game as a 19-year-old, so I'm hoping he can get way over that as a 20-year-old and then come in and maybe not even have to play in the minors. So that's the goal. We're going to hold on to Kruger. Yeah, I think we'll let Kruger wait a year. Unless, well, he is a left winger, but our left wing is fairly stacked. So, yeah, like you look at this, there's 4, 5 guys for sure that are like NHL level. You could almost say 6 or 7 with Duar and Lapierre and even Beckham, but apart from that, we're gonna sign Curvin, and yeah, it's just Kruger will get his time, but it's gonna be a little bit still. Like, it's not gonna be immediate. So, all right, with that done, I think we are ready to advance here and just get everybody re-signed, and hopefully everybody re-signs, because we might have some issues. We're not playing owner mode, Frank. What are you talking about here, buddy? This is, okay. Hold up. This is annoying. Okay, we get all of our scouts, of course, because why wouldn't we? We get Beckham. DiPietro rejects. That's cool. All right, we get Duar. We get Lapierre, Kervinen, Reed, Johnston, Hunt, Sword, Ward, Bergfors, Sundin, Howard, Huselius, Erickson, Hunt, Paris. All right. We need to re-sign our coaching staff still, though. So, how do we not have enough budget? I guess we're firing our assistant coach then? We don't really need an A- coach in that position. Yeah, okay, so let's fire Bordeleau. Up our budget enough to sign Frank, because he is kind of the main piece that's making this team work at the moment. And we'll offer like $650K to Mahalik. And just advance another day. And we do have to go in and re-sign DiPietro and a few other guys. Looks like the coaches are going to take a couple days to get back to us as well. But that's okay. I can't believe we've got Foligno and Michkov on like $8.5 million deals. Those are just such good contracts. So, with all of that in mind, I think we're actually pretty much fully signed up here, apart from DiPietro, who I'm signing him for 1 year at like $3 million or 3.1 million, because he's not worth more than that, unfortunately. And okay, come on, how do we not have enough budget? This is ridiculous. He's not even worth $3.5 million. Okay, so anyways, we could easily go out and get an even better goalie for that price, but we're also gonna lose our coach here in like a minute if this doesn't go through. Like, come on, Frank. What are you doing here, buddy? Just sign the frickin' contract. No, we're not firing this coach. We need this coach. He has been pretty much the direct relation to our success so far, so. For God's sakes, how do we not have enough budget? We re-sign Jake Neighbors. Okay, this is actually becoming frustrating now. Can you take a slightly smaller contract at like $5 million a year? Come on. If he doesn't take this, I'm going to be a little bit infuriated, so. Okay, so we do get Brendan Frank. Looks like he did actually want to re-sign with us, which is good. But now we have no budget left, so that's cool. Alright, so on the trade block, we've got all of our top prospects, which makes no sense to me. If anything, I would be expecting guys more so like, I don't know, like Friesen maybe, or Kvasha. I expect those guys to be on the trade block. Just because they're not as likely to make... I mean, Kvasha is, but not with the Russian glitch going on, so... maybe even Emerton, or like Ballard. Toss those guys up there, because why not? And even like, yeah, like Pitkin and Strudwick. Those guys might turn out, but very likely will not. So, yeah, that's kind of our current status right now. So, all right, let's take a look at goalies, because if we can potentially trade away DiPietro and clear up like $5 million, obviously we're not going for Aaron Ekblad. We don't need him, but yeah, $8 million would get you a pretty darn decent goalie right about now. So the thing is, Wallsted's going to be good regardless. We've got a few guys expiring that this $5 million is easily going to cover. So you said Carter Hart's simming so well. Do we want Carter Hart? I don't know if we really do. He hasn't actually been that crazy good. A guy like Shesterkin has, in my opinion. Or even like Vasilevsky. But these guys want huge contracts as well, so. I don't know. I don't know who exactly is going to be the guy that we sign. I mean, $5.8 million. I think Luukkonen would be a fantastic player for that price, but is that really the guy we want? I don't know. I think at an 83 rating for what's his name? For an 83 rated just for Wallstead, I think a guy like Lindbergh would be a decent signing to kind of go around that same price, but Wallsted's younger, so I don't really want to sign competition for him necessarily. Maybe a guy like Ottinger would make more sense. I don't know. Or even like Nico Dawes or somebody like that. I think that would really help beef up this team just a little bit more, to the point where, you know, I could feel comfortable with trading away a guy like DiPietro, not feeling like we have to struggle to replace him necessarily. How about this is always interesting. Free agents, right? Go in and look here, take a look at guys that have gone undrafted or things like that. Like Jokela, he's 22, probably not going to be that good. Buzas, probably the same thing. Usually there's not too many guys in here that are actually that crazy good for potential, but every now and then you find a gem. And I don't think we're finding a gem today, so yeah, I don't think so. Very interesting group for free agents, though. Like, I have to say that is a good group of free agents. But at the same time, I kind of don't really see us signing anybody because our team is in such good shape regardless. That, yeah, like, maybe Lindbergh would be a guy that we sign. Offer him like a 2-year, $6 million deal or something like that. But I don't even know if we're going to find a trade for DiPietro at this point because, well, we just paid him like decent money. So, looks like lots of teams are willing to offer 2/4 for DiPietro, which I do find kind of funny because there's better goalies out on the market, but I guess teams at $3.5 million are willing to offer that price. So, Boston, maybe. Who else just picked fairly high in the draft? Maybe the Red Wings. Yeah, let's do Detroit. Why not? Trade to Detroit next year for 2029 fourth and 2020. So for 2029 fourth round picks, we will definitely send DiPietro to Detroit. Nice and easy, clear up some cap space. We can add an even bulkier, better, stronger goalie, which is good. And I think we're not going to go overboard. I think the guy I want to go with is Lindbergh. And I think we're just going to offer him like 2 years at like $5 million. I think that's a decent contract. That's a tradable contract still. And I really hope he signs that because he won 21 games, got a decent save percentage. And I think that should go, like, he should sign it. I don't see why he wouldn't. There's not too many other teams really in the hunt for him. And we get Philip Lindbergh. Perfect. All right, so that's pretty quick and easy off season. We're going to sim to the next season now. I think this could very potentially be Marcus Foligno's last season with the team. I think that is a possibility. I don't know if we'll see it necessarily, especially considering he's 36 now. But he's just won 2 cups in a row. He's been putting up decent numbers and can't really complain about how he's played. So let's get to the next season, see how the team shapes up, see if we see any surprises in off-season potential growth and jumps and stuff like that, and we'll see. Alright guys, so just before I show you the actual lineup here, we have to move Gaspard Lapierre up. I was honestly thinking about having Bullen and giving him the shot, but I just don't see the need yet. I think we can develop him for another season, especially at a 78 overall. He's not quite NHL ready yet, which is, it's too bad, but we will definitely move Lapierre up. We have the option to, and we have the roster space too. So we're going to try subbing him in for Connor Dewar here, and well, that immediately boosts the lines back up. That looks good. What if we put... do we want to go Foligno there? Potentially. Yeah, that might be better. How about Zilkin? Actually, you know what? Zilkin should... Ooh. That might be the fit right there. That looks really good. That lineup looks really good. Oh my god. Okay, 82 faceoffs on him. Cavalier's got 77, but Zilkin's got 76, so... Alright, I like it. I like this roster a lot. And honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to put together a much stronger group than this. I think Bonnet should still get the face-offs, even though he's not great at them. But that's okay. This team, like a 98 rated Michkov at 23 years old. He's got 450 points in his first 5 seasons. That's insane. But the defense is really good too. I was actually considering trading Lambos or subbing him out because we have Frederick Fistrick here too. He doesn't fit quite as well in the lineup, but that's okay. And our goaltending, again, Wallsted's great. Lindbergh should be a really, really good backup. He's also a starter. And as far as special teams go, it just doesn't get any better than that, really. I'm thinking maybe Zilkin for Lapierre. Yeah, okay, that works still. And you guys should, I want to hear, do you guys think we should put X factors on Lapierre yet? I think he's got to prove it that he deserves them, but like shooting and puck skills look fantastic on him. So if he continues to grow and develop, especially with the minutes he's going to get, I think he will eventually deserve X factors. It's only going to be a matter of time. So yeah, that's the special teams. As far as the extras go, again, not really going to see a better group of extras than this. And 4-on-4, 3-on-3, like it's, this Minnesota team is just loaded. So that's the group. That's what we're working with. The minors are a little bit weaker, but, you know, we're going to try to get Lundin, Paris, get all of these young 20, 21-year-old kind of players, get them as much ice time as possible. And then, yeah, like Jenner should be really good, even though he's a pinch and shoot. That's okay. We're playing Lawrence and Reed in net, and that is the team. So I think that's where we're going to be wrapping it up. This team is in a really good spot. I'm really excited to, you know, kind of see where we can go with this team in the near future. I mean, I don't think there's going to be too many teams that really challenge us and really give us a run for our money, apart from maybe Montreal. But yeah, we get like a young 20-year-old. Yeah, he wears number 21. Okay, so that's Lapierre. I'm seeing mainly, no, CCM and True actually looks pretty good. Let's just check out his Sally. What's his? He's got to be an archer if he's a sniper. Like, come on. Appearance. Does he have a beard? He has to have a playoff beard if he's playing for Minnesota. Oh, he's got the stash. Okay, and he's a redhead too. Interesting. Okay, yeah. All right. I like Lapierre. Definitely a French Canadian kind of player. But yeah, let me know what you guys think we should do and change for his number, or for his X factors and stuff like that, because he, for a 92nd overall pick, Gaspard Lapierre could definitely make an impact on this team in the near future as far as being a top 6 player, being somebody who is a go-to kind of player. He's number 21, but I like it. I like where this team is at, and we're going to have a great group of players here. So that is pretty much where we're going to wrap it up. I think I'm just going to make sure that Lindbergh has got the correct goalie mask and stuff on, because sometimes those don't transfer over properly. But no, looks good. Actually, his equipment is Pittsburgh gear for some reason. All right, so there's Philip Lindbergh. I've got last stand on him. I don't know if that's necessarily the right X factor, but that is one of our 2 absolutely spectacular goalies here. I also want to hear, do you guys think Jesper Wallstedt deserves any kind of X factors? Because I would like to potentially put some on him, but at the same time, he hasn't really showed any glimpses or signs or needs of having to wear or having to gain X factors. Like, he hasn't played to the skill level and extent that really requests X factors. But anyways, that's what I'm thinking. So anyways, that is it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to go down below, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to never miss these uploads. And of course, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Daniel signing out, and until next time.